Hello there, if you happen to stumble upon this video. My name is Chan. I'm a chess newbie who's trying to get better at the game. My username is Terriblebackin on Lichess, where I usually play, but I also have an account on chess.com. I've been trying to record some of my games lately, just commentating, talking to myself. Find that it really helps um, feel more committed to the game because I feel like I have to work a little bit harder. So here I am doing another recording session. Gonna play 15 plus 15 today, and I might post this on YouTube later because I'm starting to run out of hard disk space, and I might make it public in case um, anyone can find it useful. Maybe on the off chance that a coach want to look into to mine up another beginner or someone else who is even lower rated than I am. Um, anyway, here we go. Let's go. Very excited. I tried recording a couple of bullet games and blitz games, but it's just so much pressure to talk out loud. I like to talk to myself, but it's harder when it's about chess, but I'm not very good. Okay, get white here. I'm a e4 player playing against fku2. Let's play Italian if I'm allowed. Basic chess opening. Oh, and he's going to tempt me to play the fried liver if it gets there, but he'll probably play appropriately here. Give a check. No liver being fried here. And I think here I want to back my bishop up. So I kind of like that the pawns are isolated on this side. This queen's targeting me pretty soon. What can I... Is it really attacking me? Is there some sort of ideas here? Trying to figure it out. So knights can come here, here. Not really threatening too much yet, I don't think. Don't think I want to move this pawn, because then I give less control to this square, which the knight can jump into. I'm going to open up the bishop to guard my knight for now. Seems fairly standard. But this does... That was maybe bad, because now my bishop is blocked. Although this does protect this knight here. Okay, so it's attacking me twice. I think this castle here. This knight can jump into here and attack this guy 3 times, in which case I might try to protect it with my queen. I can't really move my... rook yet. So what are some ideas here? So these guys are lined up, so I think something like this can make sense, but I would have to prep it first. So maybe e3, b4, or c3, b4. So what's the benefit of each? c3 blocks my knight of its natural square. Alright, let's go e3. Seems more normal. Well, I was thinking if I go b3, sorry, c3, b4. Well, either way now. It's probably going to either back his bishop or the knight off. This knight has only one safe square. He's going to attack my knight instead. So where should I put my knight? He can come here and attack the bishop. And protect the square one more time. I go back and I'll be attacking this pawn now. Which also seems very appealing. If I come back here, I might take my knight. Take... And... Still... threatening this b4. So my knight goes back here. I'm thinking his bishop would come this way to protect it. At which point I can maybe chase... No, I can't chase the queen around because then this guy will be under attack. I can get him to be really passive. Maybe. I'm leaning towards knight here. Bishop here. Attack this. Move this back here. Oh, sorry, like this. Maybe. Not sure. The other idea would be knight to e4. Attack the bishop. Knight takes. Takes. Opens up this diagonal, but not much else. Okay, I think I prefer this. I usually have a big time control issue as well. Just not very good at managing time. Okay. I was hoping not to do that, but I think I kick the knight around a little bit now. Make him go a little bit passive. And then attack the queen. Actually, now I'm thinking I can maybe make this push. Back his bishop off. And then suddenly his pawn, remove the defender of the pawn. And I also like that because if I push it, then my knight can develop without blocking the c pawn. What other candidate moves do I have? Thinking bishop e3, attack the queen, make him move it a little bit somewhere else, can either move back, and then my knight stuff develops somewhere though. I don't think this knight does well here. I can feed and kettle my bishop and attack this pawn. That's another good candidate move, I feel. If I do this to attack him, I feel like he'll probably do this to defend. Which doesn't really accomplish too much. Or he might push. No, he wouldn't push. Probably not. I don't know. Kind of like this. Spending quite a bit of time here, so let's go with this. It's a little bit aggressive. Not really that aggressive player. If he push, I'm not sure what I'll do. Probably just develop. Don't know if I love my position, but I kind of like it. I feel like I'm on the attack. I feel like I'm the one who's threatening. There's several open lines. I feel like this pawn is quite weak. I can maybe attack it someday. If he doesn't protect it. This pawn protected once. Not easy to protect it twice. I mean thrice. It's protected it twice, but I can easily attack it again here. Where should my knight develop to? Is it better at this square or this square? I feel like I push my pawn so it can come here. So it makes sense to stick my gut there. Is there any benefit to putting it here? Would have to, if I want to replace this knight, but it's not really being threatened. This bishop, I feel like it's very passive, but at least it's preventing a pin here, which I think is helpful. Okay, he does push to prevent my pawn from advancing. what to do here. I can push my pawn. Not sure what that would accomplish. So I can just develop. If he take, I can recapture. Open a follow-up for my rook. I feel like that can be good. What else am I thinking? Is there any tactics that's going on? There's not too many safe squares for my pieces. Not so much. If I capture, he has 3 ways to capture it. I mean, capturing, protecting its pawn, kind of alleviate the threat. Capturing it with the knight gives it a good square, I feel. Can't really attack it anymore. So I feel like capturing is not a good idea. I should develop. Either develop my bishop. Oh wait, I'm being silly. If I let him capture, the queen is on it. So that's why I'm a newbie here. I can push and lock the position up a little bit. What's the fun in that? Give his knight room to maneuver here. I don't know if it really helps. Don't like it anymore. Maybe I should have considered that a little bit more before doing that. I can protect with bishop to d2. Protect this. Actually, after he takes, it's gonna be protected. It's gonna be attacking it twice. Wow. Okay. I did not consider the implications of this. Also, don't like pushing. This is another option. Actually, would be to come here because the pawn is pinned. I actually do like that. Let's go with that. Spent a lot of time there. So he can't take it because my bishop is buying this, but and if I allow next move, I'm going to capture and fork these. However, I do lose my ability to put the bishop on the very long diagonal. Actually, that was silly too. Can't fork these. That's not really a fork. I just take, and he just takes back. There's not much consequences to it. Take, he takes back either way. Man, okay. Not my best game to start. Not my best game to start. Oh, hang in there. What are some moves I can potentially think about? Where to put this knight? The knight can jump to here and then here. Or here and then here. Both times though, this knight is defending on those squares. Or here then here is also interesting. Attack this. And also attack this turn. But I'm not sure where I would go after that. My knight. This guy is still very much out of the game, which I don't like. Probably have to break at some point. I'm really bad at pawn breaks right now. Clearly one of my biggest weaknesses in the game. Are there any hanging pieces? Every single piece in the game right now is protected. Nothing is really hanging, per se. This one does stand out, but not likely something I can take advantage of. Interesting game so far. It's going to attack my pawn there. That is interesting. It's protected twice, so I'm not too worried, I don't think. I can go after the bishop of my knight, but I don't know if that accomplished anything. He'll just retrieve, probably. Nothing interesting. There. I'm gonna move to knight, seems natural to advance. I want to blunder something. I want to push. If he does take, come out equal in material, but hitting the pawn seems kind of useless, doesn't it? Or maybe I just don't know how to take advantage of it, because how can I take advantage of this pawn as a pin? So it's protecting these two squares, so it's not really being much of a use right now, because if I say push, take, then he can take here, I think, can he? Advance it to knight. I'm guessing to break the pin on the bishop seems fair. Seems fair, but I feel like now I can jump in here and attack the queen. So where will the queen go if I go there? There's not many squares for it to go to. I guess this one, these four. This one is... although this bishop is doing a good job restricting that. I'm gonna do it. Can still take. So in this case, I can either take back or take the queen. I mean, he'll take the queen, takes with the pawn, I take with the rook. I feel like either of those. I feel like that exchange is not too bad for me. Actually, that repairs his pawn structure, so maybe I shouldn't do that. What are alternatives here? Getting rid of the queen seems like a good idea, though, because now he has two guys on. Yes, I'm going to lose this pawn at the end of that. Although he has to address his bishop first. This does attack the bishop, which I like. This bishop. But I do have to address this pawn, which is now a little bit out of place. It's attacked 3 times. Protected only once. And I can't really find a quick way to protect it again. I can protect it again one more time, but still not enough. And that seems very passive. I can also jump back in, get a tempo on his on the queen, and then swing the queen over, something like this, to protect this guy again. So that's still an option. Well, not anymore, actually. Not after the knight. The bishop does protect that. Still the pawn here. What are my options? The other option would be to push. I don't like it because that gives the knight these squares. That seems kind of dangerous. Or maybe it's not. Not sure. Is it dangerous? I can't jump in here because then he'll just take. And that gives me double isolated pawns. And this one is going to jump. That's unfortunate. Do I have any discoveries? Not really. So once again, I can take. And then if he takes this way, he'll be on this pawn. Now suddenly I have a very weak pawn structure. Definitely not a fan of that. This queen is so much more active than mine as well, which is kind of annoying. What can I do? The only way to save a pawn seems like just to push. Push or take. Take. That just doesn't seem too pleasant. Okay, you know I'm gonna push and attempt to save that pawn. Lock it up for now, and if his knight does move here, at least my queen is still controlling the square. I'm thinking of queen here, kind of protect these guys. One question that I have in my lover right now would be where to put my queen, like on dark square or light square. I mean, I know I just said light square, but that doesn't attack either of the pawn. How do I get at those pawns? Maybe I can reroute my knight somehow, like this. Actually, this one sounds pretty good. Okay, so he moves a queen. It's time to move them. So what this makes me think of is something like this, because then that opens up this diagonal entirely, which means I shouldn't move this guy, even though I kind of want to route it this way. Don't want to move my pawns if not necessary. Okay. Well, my queen here, just a what's the word? Prophylactic move to prevent a knight from jumping into these squares. I'm expecting him to go for a break here. In which case, I'm ready to take, and also the queen protects us for now. This bishop needs to get in the game. It really does. The queen move, I don't mind, because it also connects a rook and give them access to the center of the board. So I have an extra pawn, and I think I have I have some connected pawns already. Activate it. Do I start pushing? I don't really know what the plan should be. I feel like these pawns are doing a good job. I don't want to move them. Who does a pawn break better? Okay. Alright. So now we're gonna take away. So the plan seems pretty apparent now. That's a plunder, right? Because that bishop's undefended. No tricks, I don't think. I'm just gonna take it. Seems like it's just a blunder there. So my rating as of today is 1678. This definitely inflated. Oh, I played this person before. Beat me before. Probably can't really see it in the video. Oh, I'm showing an entire screen. Great. Oh, I thought I was going to show the chessboard only. I thought I was going to show this. But this doesn't show the clock. This does. Okay. Playing around with that, sorry. Probably should worry more about the game. Okay. I'm going to really put on an attack at this point. So my knight doesn't really have any safe squares. It'd be great if my queen is on here. But it's not. Okay, I just retrieve. Feel like he'll come with this. Take, take, take. Maybe he'll come here first then. This one actually. Yeah, there you go. Because he wants to get this break in. So is there any move I can do to stop that? Potentially. You know, now that he does have a light square bishop, pushing this pawn isn't all that bad. Right? Because there's nothing that can really take advantage of this. So my thought here is that his main threat is this along this diagonal. If I can stop that, that'll be really helpful. And if he push, I take, and I can back my knight off without much consequence. So let's do that. I think that helps. My knight can go this way, back out this way, or it can go this way, back out, and then back out this way. Seems like it would be fine to hold it up that way. And if he doesn't push, then... Sorry. Oops. What's going on? I really like having my knight here. I feel like that's a really good spot for it. These pawns, there's nothing that can really stop me here. This pawn will support it fairly well, I feel. It's going to be a good night. Just like tonight. Very good night. Okay. As I was saying, I'm 1678 right now. Definitely inflated. Lichess, I think the ratings are generally much higher than chess.com. But like most people, my classical rating is a lot higher. My blitz right now, I think, is right at 1300, and my bullet is at 1100. Okay, so you push this way. So I really mind it. Probably just sidestep with my knight. Maybe I did weaken my pawn for no real good reason here. But this gains tempo. I feel like that can't be too bad. I'm really upset that this bishop is really not doing anything at all. Okay. What can I do here? Back to this. Alright, let's move the knight up. Takes out capture this way. Seems pretty natural. Do that. So my thought here is to pivot the bishop into here for defensive purposes if I have to. I don't really see any real threats for now. He doesn't have anyone attacking this pawn. Might be wrong. Thinking push is coming. Knight. Put my knight away. I'm not thinking there's a fork here, but is there enough time for me to really act on that? I'm thinking moves. take, take. Kind of pinned, huh? Oh wait, did I just say there's a fork here? I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. But I think my defense is okay right now. My knight is going to get pushed around a couple of times, but... Where should I put my knight? I would love to take this guy out. There's a juicy fork if this guy's not here. I have to watch my time too, though. So I'm here. He might sack. Take. Alright, I really have to watch my time here. That was a blunder, wasn't it? Wow, of all moves. Because the, okay, not a blunder, but, okay, same thing as before. Take, take, take. Alright, gotta move a little faster now. My queen is really inactive, which I don't like. So what I like this knight, but it's not doing anything right now because everything's pretty well protected. I don't have anything that can interfere with this guy. Is there a way I can distract him? Not really. Like, is it possible for him to start moving this way? Maybe. Gotta do something soon against this attack. Huh. My knight can come here with tempo. Let me just probably slide back this way. My queen is also being very inactive. I'm thinking here, but that lines it up with the rook, so that seems like it doesn't make sense. Slide my rook out this way is probably okay too, but then, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Maybe my queen here. So then if it moves, I can take that. I just don't know what my plan is to complete the win. Up a piece, but they're being very defensive right now. And I don't like it. Defensive is not good. You know, I really like talking to myself normally, but it's actually very difficult to do so while recording. So another option to chase a queen out is this way. Just come this way, though. Doesn't seem like accomplish much. Okay, so he's gonna take it. So I can't just give you peace. Now what? And go for the exchange. Looking to force not forcing an exchange, but looking for an exchange. Very curious to analyze this game after. I'm very excited about it. This knight is fairly out of the game right now. I do fear that without the queen, this knight, I'm not good at dealing with knight, especially under pressure, so. I mean, ideally, it would be like take with a pawn, and then he does something like this, and it falls into a fork. That would be very nice, but not really dreaming about that too much. I want the queens off the board. This bishop is not doing a great job. I mean, I should really be thinking of pushing this shit. That should really be my plan. I mean, create a pass pawn there. So today just turned March 3rd. It's 12:15 in the morning right now. I have to wake up at 7 in the morning tomorrow, but I'm having so much fun doing this. And I talk about posting this on YouTube later. I don't think I'm gonna do that. This first recording probably sounds terrible. Let's see. If I try to force queen trade, he'll probably just back off the queen. It's not that interesting. Then what should my focus be? Either shift my rook over, or what is he thinking right now? I don't think he's thinking. He has to be thinking this. That's got to be the big move he has, right? But I'm guessing he thought so long, probably doesn't work. How would I react to it? I can first go for a pin here. Or I can even just come here. And then that's a little risky because he'll have 3 pawns lined up this way. Is he even here anymore? What's going on? Okay, he moved. Interesting move. Not what I anticipated. Okay. He's trying to neutralize my knight, perhaps. The fork is no longer there. My desired fork. I've been hoping for so long. Well, now it's back. Definitely look for the queen trade here. Not going to give it to me, which is very reasonable. But I'm going to ask for it again. This time very nicely. Seems like you have to take it this time, right? And then I'm going to be, whoa, okay. I don't get that. And that should do it. That should do it. Oh. Girlfriend's calling. Call you back. That's interesting. Okay, so this is looking very good. I think I'm threatening this. Up a queen, look for a few trades. Don't really see any real threats. I think I'm good. And he's probably just going to let the time run out. And Terriblebackin gets his revenge. Very happy about that. Felt like I was in control for the most part that game. And I'm going to do an analysis of this game here. Let's see if the screen captures it right without the engine, as the great John Bartholomew always tells us. How do I capture the entire screen? This is, okay, I'm just going to do the entire screen for now. Okay, this works. So 35 moved this game, lasted close to 40 minutes. How long has this been recording for? 45 minutes. I don't think anyone would have stuck with me on that. Alright, let's start from the beginning. So, I think this is called Italian. It's a pretty standard opening. The two knights defense, I believe this is called. And this sometimes leads to the fried liver, so I call it fried liver, but I'm pretty sure that's not. There's probably another name for it, who knows. This is all theory. One of the few theories I actually know. Give a check here. I think this is all pretty basic so far. And then this is where I'm out of book already. So what do I think so far? The queen here, I wasn't really expecting that. But it does seem to create a few threats. I'm not used to this, so in the game, my opponent constantly have this pressure down a diagonal, and also a little bit down here. Although once I start to push my pawn, that wasn't the case. So I think castling is probably fine right away, but I feel like with this guy being undefended, I think I'm happy with the decision to just open it up real quick to defend it, and at the same time prevent something like this. The only bad thing is blocks my bishop, but once a knight is here, there's not much my bishop can go to anyway. So maybe my idea next time is to, look for a break earlier so that my bishop can have more influence in both directions. So a knight on the rim. I think this knight, I think it was kept pretty well in control this game. Really, this piece and this piece didn't really come into the game much at all. It's interesting how this develops. So clear threat here, double attack on this. Seems very logical to just do that. Not that interesting. I think this is an interesting point in the game. What do I do here? My knight is kind of just on his side of the board, not doing much. But at the same time, it's not threatened, so I should worry about my development first. These two pieces being lined up together definitely gave me an idea for this, and I went for it. Is there anything else that I should look out for here? We talked about the break before. It makes no sense with such strong influence on this diagonal. So that's not really a good case. Bishop can do this and attack this, but seems a little suspect. Plan. So one thing I've been learning is that, I just developed my knight like this right here, and maybe here or something. It blocks my C pawn, which really restricts myself, and I think it in particular restrict myself when I already don't have much space. He has so much space. I don't think I should be pointing at those squares. But I feel like he clearly has more space. He has more developed pieces. I have an extra pawn. That's it. So developing like this and then keeping my pawns kind of restricted seems like it would have been bad. So I go for this plan, and I kind of liked it. I was surprised he counterattacked here. And I was already starting to run a little low on time here, so I didn't think too much, but this was attacked by knight, so my quickest inclination, I'm inclined to go back right away. But what if I just attack anyway? Doesn't seem like it makes sense, does it? Take. Because then you can take back, and I have nothing to take back here, but I have 3 pawn islands in that case. He has a slightly weakened king structure. I have the bishop pair, so maybe that's the right move. What I'm thinking about is, if I push here, and then he takes, I guess the good thing is that now I'm on this guy, because then his king will be very open, right? On the other hand, I have a pretty weak pawn here. I don't know, I feel like this is also good for me. But he doesn't have to take that, does he? He can put an in-between move or something like this. And then even then, I can then move back. Which is pretty much what ended up happening in the game. But let's take. Oh, hold on. I'm attacking his queen in that case. Okay, so that can't work. Yeah, so he pretty much has to take. I'm gonna take this way. How does this work out? Seems like it's the same thing, but he gets to keep his bishop in this case. So you can't run away with the bishop with the, so you can't really do this. Yeah, that would be a big blunder. That would be a very big blunder. Very glad he wasn't doing that. He's not a dumbass like me. Alright, so I move my knight back. Attack the pawn. Oh, apparently there's still a game here. That's still some historical games that was played here. So I guess we're playing theory. That's pretty funny. And in theory, the theory ends here because there's some more moves here. So 100% of the games plays pawn to c4. Interesting. See, as a beginner, I just can't appreciate this move. I don't really understand it. Because doesn't that invite this? It's pretty much forced. Seems very awkward. And the knight is surprisingly comfortable here. You can even move here. Well, I guess the... Okay. Let's see, in the game, I move a5. Let's see how that game goes. This a5, a4. Interesting. Seems like wow, this is such an interesting game. Fascinating. Wait, what happened here? Is it over? Did white ruin the white towel? The white towel? I guess so, because is it because this guy's coming? And it's pretty much mate soon, I guess? No, it's protecting. What's happening here? Who knows? Alright, go back to my game. That was silly. Okay, so attack, I think that's still reasonable, at least given... I would like to look into that game later, though. Kick his knight back, the only safe move, pretty much. And then move my pawn up. Expand. Then a faulty idea that I can fork this. No, that wasn't faulty. It's after pawn blocks. So I did that, hoping to fork that, but it seems very reasonable. So at this point, I was pretty worried because this pawn's attacked 3 times and is only protected once. And I did not see that coming. So I think I came up with a pretty creative way to protect it for here. I'm very curious if that was a good move. Pin it. And he developed this bishop. Could he have attacked my bishop right away here? I mean, he later did. But, wonder if it would have worked right away. Because I think by the time he did it, my knight was already in a good position. Yeah, okay. So if he did it right away without this bishop move, if he does this, where's my bishop gonna go? Doesn't really have a good square. And his knight is gonna be a great square. Can't really get rid of it immediately. Move back, takes, take. And then I have the option of taking, but either way, I lose the pawn. Oh. Well, and very convenient. I was gonna say maybe this pawn is hanging, but this knight very handily protects it. Maybe I do this, push the knight away, then take it. Maybe I'm okay here. And I like this. Maybe I'm okay here too. Still have that pawn. A lot of things exchange. Maybe that would have been better. Curious to see. Evaluation. was a critical moment, though. What the right move would be here, then, if I don't push? Because that was the idea. Now, if I don't push, the whole point of me pushing is so my knight isn't stuck. I push my knight here instead. I feel so cramped with these 5 pieces all touching each other. You know, so, okay, if you're still listening somehow, I'm a huge fan of John Bartholomew. Fins 04, 09, 04, 05, or whatever. Great teacher. I'll probably talk more about him next time I record if I ever do this again. But he always say you should always analyze on your own without computer assistance, which makes a lot of sense. Except for the fact I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to look for. So I'm looking for alternative, but I don't. So what's my opponent's plan? I can't predict what he's going to do. That's what makes analyzing sometimes so hard. I don't know what the strategy is here. Does he break at some point? But I guess this knight being here does help prevent that. Alright. I'm going to need a computer assistance later. Anyway. So now knight comes here, attacking the bishop. So he's attacking my queen. So I was thinking I can take the queen. And I'll take my queen. And now take. But I didn't like this because it repaired his pawns. Which I thought this guy was his, this pawn I thought was his big weakness. So I don't really like that. And now looking at the actual game after I play it out like that, I also don't like it. So I think taking it this way makes sense. I mean, another option would be taking this. Freeze up the rank for the rook. Also, maybe, I don't know if it's a threat per se, but be ready to push the pawn up again. Really expand. And really, this knight. I really like this knight. It's sitting really pretty. It does this. Going back to this. What would he do here? Maybe that's a better move. I have to move the queen. Like this. But then this, I can go for the fork once this guy is gone. Maybe that's not too happy. Yeah. I'm really starting to appreciate a big knight on a strong coast. Something like this. Something that's kind of stressed often. It's really fun. Actually, maybe something like this. Deflect the, that's a good idea. Maybe that idea was present. Maybe I should have gone for that. Well, I mean, the queen could be here. Well, no, the queen can't go there. No. Queen here. Awkward square. But same idea. Take. Fork. Oh no, protection's here. Never mind. Alright, I'm going off base here. Bishop comes back, doesn't allow my knight to move back here to my favorite square. And also, I have to once again address that pawn. I think that made sense. Did not know what he was doing there. Queen, like this, seems like it protects these important point, but can't really passively in the game. I wonder if I should have gone here eventually. I don't know. It was hard for me to figure out how to get the queen into the game. Maybe just come here. Maybe the better idea would just come here to the dark square sooner. Then you start an attack on my knight, but it's just completely unprotected. So I think he just overlooked that. Retrieved here. I think he's really trying to push this to unleash an attack on this diagonal. So I stopped the attack on that diagonal by doing this, but that's really loosened the structure that I had. So I don't know if I'm too happy about this. Maybe there's a better way to defend this. I always say this knight is a really good defender, and I feel like it is. It's extremely good, but take. And this knight, and then this rook is protecting it, so I have to move this knight at some point. On the other hand, is allowing an attack down here really that devastating? Take, move my king over, move the bishop back out, I'm down one pawn. Not sure. So without the light square bishop, my knight goes back there, which I feel like is a really strong knight, but just feels like it's missing something. So unfortunately, so I was thinking even then, like what I was trying before is something like this, because then this fork square is available, but now this rook is helping with protection, so that doesn't quite work. So I had to move my knight away here. So what's a thought? I can't take it. Taking it seems kind of silly. It definitely seems a little bit silly to take it. That's a problem with moving my. That's the problem with moving my pawn up. Now, can I just keep my knight here? What if we then push? Seems to be fine. Unless if the queen is here, then he push. Then he has enough protectors, right? Because I have 1, 2 protecting when he has 1, 2 guarding it. Maybe leaving a knight alone is fine. But I wanted to get this bishop out there. Getting a knight out seemed to have helped. So that's not much I can do here, right? My queen is just blocked off by this pawn. Sometimes when you try to defend your pawns, you get blocked by it. Do like this fku2 bishop now. Also just very good handed defenders. I was thinking the only other safe square is here, but once he moves the knight up, sorry, the king up, there's really not much I can do about that. Yeah, run out of squares. Our thought is to attack the queen, but then just go here. But that can do this. Attack the pawn and also cut off the danger of the rook. Maybe. I don't really see any win there, though. So he exchanges rook for my 2 minor pieces, which is probably a good trade for him, I think. I look for a trade here, and he didn't go for it. Not really too sure what that was about. I think these moves were too consequential, and then I found this, which he has to trade at this point. I guess he doesn't have to. He can go here. Yeah, I guess he could have just done that. And the game would still be going on. Don't think I see anything else. And that's it. Well, let's request a computer analysis. Actually, I'm not sure at all how I did. Definitely curious. Already seeing a couple of inaccuracy here. No, that's on his side. I'm proud of this game, though. Proud of this game. I have a lot of chess goals. Started playing in late 2017, talking about December, and I feel like I've been really stagnant since then. Never really got any better. Played way too many bullet and blitz games. Probably over like 2,800 games by now. It's too many mindless games. I think as Bartholomew would recommend, play classical games. I think he recommends 10 plus 10 or 15 plus 10 as the lowest time control. Definitely guilty of not doing that. Play way too many bullet and blitz games for fun. So I'm really hoping recording these videos will really help. So let's see how I did. 3 inaccuracies, 5 mistakes. I'm very happy for that I didn't embarrass myself in my first recording. My opponent, 7 inaccuracy, 4 mistakes, 2 blunders. Let's see if I take advantage of all the blunders. Curious to see what they think. I think up to this, still theory. Take, goes back to b6. It's a mistake. Best move is to kick the knight out, which is very reasonable. Okay, I haven't seen this move too often, so I guess it's a mistake. And the recommended move is indeed d3. So Peter's cool with that. Bishop moved here. Castle, castle. a3, computer's okay with that, and then h6. Best move is nb7. So I moved back, and that was a mistake. So I think I talked about that moment before. So indeed, doing this, take, and then taking is okay, but really wants to attack here. Move the queen back and then take. Interesting. So kind of to get the queen on a less active square, I guess is the thought there. It's fascinating, really. So I guess that eventual structure, I mean, still want to replay that actually, so wait, what did I do here? Take, push. Actually, I want queen e1. Yeah, so having a bishop pair and then equally depleted pawn structure, they're a big fan of that, apparently. develop. Yeah. Get the bishop pair. I guess that's a lot better, huh? Instead of keeping so many pieces on the board. Oh, and this allows this, apparently. And taking is bad because it allows the knight to jump in. I definitely would have taken. But taking is bad. Don't do this at home, kids. 3 guys attacking this. What's the thought here? So instead, keeps the advantage if this happens. Taking is bad, so just resolves everything, as us noobs usually do. Anyway, move back.